Hey everybody, it's JMan105 coming back at you with another hobby related video, and I'm sticking with the theme of model railroads for this one because tonight I want to talk to you about two important things. Those would be track cleaning and track maintenance. Before I get started, let me tell you that there is no right or wrong for track cleaning or track maintenance. This is mainly due to the fact that there are many model railroad hobbyists that have been doing this a long time, and they've developed their own ways of doing these things. I will take you through what I do, why it works, and how I do it. Starting with the most simplistic thing, and that is searching for issues on your railroad. I use a magnifying glass primarily. I do have a visor that has magnifiers on it, but because I wear glasses, it's a pain in the butt for me to have to take my glasses off, put the visor on, and my eyes adjust. So I use the magnifying glass, helps me spot any issues with the tracks, any imperfections, areas that need to be repaired, or anything that's built up that needs to be cleaned. If you don't have a magnifying glass, get yourself one and make sure it's always clean. Now, one of the things I used to clean my railroad tracks with, a foam painter's brush. I would take a little jar, fill it with isopropyl alcohol or rubbing alcohol, dip this in, and go like this. And before you ask me why, it's because the foam adjusts to the contours of the rails and the track bed, as well as the fact that anything alcohol-based dissolves and does not leave a residue. Residues are bad. I will get into that later in the video. That being said, one day I was cleaning my kitchen counters with these disinfectant wipes, which have a really nice lemon scent to them, by the way. And I thought to myself, what if I cut one in half, fold it, and use it for track cleaning? Believe it or not, those disinfectant wipes, and make sure you squeeze them before you use them so you don't have too much liquid on there, they do a great job cleaning the rails, and they don't leave anything behind once they dry. They really do an A1 job. Again, you want to keep your tracks clean and free of any dirt, dust, grime, or particles, because any of that gets between the rails, which conduct the electricity, and the wheels of your locomotive, which is trying so hard to pull your train, you will have problems. The other side effect, which I mentioned earlier, is voltage. When your tracks get too dirty or rusty or they're not performing properly, you will notice a drop in voltage. This leads me to another handy tool, a voltmeter. If you are getting into model railroads and or starting your layout, you need to have a decent voltmeter because you're going to run into voltage issues throughout the course of the construction and running your trains over the life of the railroad. Track voltage and track maintenance and cleaning go hand in hand. Get yourself a voltmeter. That being said, other ways that I maintain and clean the tracks are as follows. I've cut in little squares of scouring pad off to clean the tracks. I cut little squares of sandpaper if I need to sand down an imperfection, 220 to 320 grit so you don't damage the tracks. I also have a rotary tool. This one's Mastercraft. Most of you are familiar with the Dremel brand. And I have many attachments that I've picked up over the years. I've had that for over 20 years, by the way. A buffing wheel, which helps clean and shine the track. A plastic spinny wheel that looks like Cookie Monster on drugs. Great for getting into nooks and crannies and getting stuff out of the tracks. As well as wire wheels for cleaning rust off the tracks. Believe it or not, that does happen. If any moisture, even humidity in the air is left long enough, you will get rust on your tracks and you have to clean it. When you're doing easy track repairs, you can either, of course, this is hinging on if you're using Easy Track or not. You can remove the actual rails from the track bed and repair them. If they are broken, you can use super glues, construction adhesives, or anything like Weld Bond to put them back together, or JB Weld. Otherwise, if you're using normal tracks, it's hard to repair sometimes. You can try replacing a segment of track, or you can try building up an epoxy. That will work as well. If you are pulling apart pieces of track and doing repairs, you will need needle nose pliers. You will need a micro tool, something like a scratch awl to help you pry and pick. And believe it or not, even though it's a small thing, a pair of tweezers helps as well. Track maintenance and track cleaning are extremely essential. You cannot have a model railroad or a layout, especially like mine, without proper track cleaning and maintenance. Don't skimp. Get yourself the right supplies. Make sure you're cleaning your tracks every couple of weeks, and make sure you do maintenance checks at least once a month. Try to do a voltage check once every 2 months is safe. That's all for today. If you have any questions, please post them below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you have any tips and tricks on what you do to clean your tracks and maintain them, tell us. If you have not already joined the Hobby Lounge on Discord, please do so. Have a great day, everybody.